The Trump administration defies the odds again with a stellar June jobs report despite coronavirus concerns and new cases continuing to pop up. Joining me now to talk about that and more, host of the Dan Bongino Show, Dan Bongino, and Trump 2020 Senior Advisor Corey Lewandowski. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 4th of July. There are two things that I'm thinking about. Number one, it's always for me, and I was a history major, it's always a historical memory and reference, you know, the founding fathers and all that, as well as the fact that we have to kind of look at this and wonder where we go from here. And I'll start with you, Corey. The truth is that I don't remember this country in my lifetime being this divided. So how will history look at us, and where do we go from here?
You know, Judge, first and foremost, happy birthday, America. It's my favorite holiday of the year. We always get to celebrate our independence. And we have to remember what our forefathers who came before us did to give us that independence. And were these men perfect? Of course they weren't. But we can't just tear down statues of George Washington and Abraham Lincoln because either they assume that they were racist or that they freed the slaves and people don't know their history. So what we need to do, Judge, and the President talked about this, is we need to bring our country together. We need to honor those people who, in addition to our forefathers, made enormous contributions.
How do we do that, Corey?
Let's bring some statues for some people who made enormous contributions that we haven't recognized yet. I think it's a good way to bring people together, Judge.
For example, who? For example?
Look, I mean, you know, there's so many African-American leaders that we haven't recognized in the past, right? So many, Booker T. Washington, so many, Judge, that, you know, we could go back and look at our history and give them the credit that they deserve. But this notion that we're going to tear down statues of Ulysses S. Grant and Abraham Lincoln and men who worked to free slaves is outrageous, all while we see Yale University, named after a man who not only owned slaves but was a slave trader, get a pass because they're a liberal institution on the left. There's always two sides of the story. The left
who got the pass? Corey, who got the pass?
Yale University got the pass, Judge. Look, the university is named after a slave trader, and they've done nothing to take that name down. We've seen Woodrow Wilson's name removed from Princeton University, but Yale University, no accountability.
Okay, Dan Bongino, what say you? Do you think that putting up a few statues recognizing, you know, contributions by African Americans is going to satisfy the mob?
I mean, I hope you're not being serious. No. Listen, there will be no rapprochement here. I'm sorry to break the bad news to the people listening, but this war wasn't of our asking. And believe me, we're in one right now. We didn't want this. Conservatives don't want this. Conservatives believe and have always believed the essence of conservatism is the respect of big R God-given rights for everyone, Judge. Black, white, Asian, male, female, gay, straight, that doesn't matter. You live in the United States where everybody has an equal shot based on God-given rights enshrined by that document called our Constitution. The left doesn't believe that. There will be no smoking of the peace pipe. I am very sorry to inform everyone, and it is not our doing. The right is willing to return to Robert's Rule of Order tomorrow if the left will stop attacking us, beating the living crap out of people, tearing down public property, ripping down fences, assaulting people, and calling everyone they disagree with racist. Judge, we're not the ones doing this. We showed up in Michigan at a COVID rally, people who generally were on the right. They expressed their Second Amendment rights. Some people on the left didn't like it, but it was peaceful and there were no violations of the law. What did the left say? Look at these animals, they're crazy, nothing happened. Yet they went and burned down half of New York City, and everybody said, they're largely peaceful. I'm very sorry to inform everyone. Get ready for the fight ahead, because it's coming, and it is not our choice, and it certainly isn't mine.
So, Dan, how does this end up?
Raw political power, Judge. New rules. We win, you lose. The cleaning of the swamp and the winning of the culture war is not going to happen today. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It is a decades-long fight. And the only way you're going to win it is when people start to stand up and say and exercise their own corporate and political power and say, I'm not going to cave into the mob. Not today and not tomorrow. You picked the wrong fight with me.
All right, Corey Lewandowski, do you think enough Republicans have stood up and condemned the kind of destruction that has occurred at the hands of these so-called peaceful protesters? Because I'm not satisfied. that the Republicans
No,
are
of
doing
course not. Because you know why? They're timid. Most of them are frail. Most of them are weak. They don't want to stand up. They think they're going to be accused of being a racist, a misogynist, or, you know, I don't understand. And Dan and I both wore the uniform as police officers, stood on that thin blue line. When has it become wrong to stand with police? When has it been okay to support defunding the men and women who protect us every single day? Look, I did it, Dan did it, he did it longer than I did. But let me tell you something. Every day you put that uniform on, your life is potentially in jeopardy. And now all of a sudden, it's okay if you're a Democrat or a leftist to stand to defund the police and celebrate cutting the budget of New York City's police department by $1 billion, or as AOC wants, even more. It's outrageous to me. It's disgusting to me. The American people won't stand for it.
Quickly, Dan, what happens to New York City?
It's a mess, Judge. It's a mess because we don't have any political leadership. Bill de Blasio is a mess. But can I just tell you here, you just asked a critical question. I'll make it quick. The golden rule, you will never be disappointed in Republicans if you remember this axiomatic golden rule. Most Republicans are really Democrats. No Democrats are really Republicans. Never forget that, and you'll never be disappointed in the weak Republican Party.
Oh, how true. Corey Lewandowski, Dan Bongino, thanks so much for being here, and happy 4th of July. And Charlie Kirk's still ahead, but Dennis Prager, host of the Dennis Prager Show, joins me next. Don't go away.